The Mysteries of Harris Burdick by Chris Van Allsburg. Houghton Mifflin Company, Boston. I first saw the drawings in this book a year ago in the home of a man named Peter Wenders. Though Mr. Wenders is retired now, he once worked for a children's book publisher, choosing the stories and pictures that would be turned into books. 30 years ago, a man called at Peter Wenders' office introducing himself as Harris Burdick. Mr. Burdick explained that he had written 14 stories and had drawn many pictures for each one. He brought with him just one drawing from each story to see if Mr. Wenders liked his work. Peter Wenders was fascinated by the drawings. He told Burdick he would like to read the stories that went with each of them as soon as possible. The artist agreed to bring the stories the next morning. He left the 14 drawings with Wenders, but he did not return the next day, nor the day after that. Harris Burdick was never heard from again. Over the years, Wenders tried to find out who this Burdick was and what had happened to him, but he discovered nothing. To this day, Harris Burdick remains a complete mystery. His disappearance is not the only mystery left behind. What were the stories that went with these drawings? There are some clues. Burdick had written a title and a caption for each picture. When I told Peter Wenders how difficult it was to look at the drawings and their captions without imagining a story, he smiled and left the room. He returned with a dust-covered cardboard box. Inside were dozens of stories, all inspired by the Burdick drawings. They'd been written years ago by Wenders' children and their friends. I spent the rest of my visit reading these stories. They were remarkable, some bizarre, some funny, some downright scary. In the hope that other children will be inspired by them, the Burdick drawings are reproduced here for the first time. Chris Van Allsburg, Providence, Rhode Island. Archie Smith, Boy Wonder. A tiny voice asked, "Is he the one?" Under the rug. 2 weeks passed and it happened again. Go! A strange day in July. He threw with all his might, but the third stone came skipping back. Missing in Venice. Even with her mighty engines in reverse, the ocean liner was pulled farther and farther into the canal. Another place, another time. If there was an answer, he'd find it there. Uninvited guests. His heart was pounding. He was sure he had seen the doorknob turn. The harp. So it's true, he thought. It's really true. Mr. Linden's library. He had warned her about the book. Now it was too late. The 7 chairs. The 5th one ended up in France. The 3rd floor bedroom. It all began when someone left the window open. Just dessert. She lowered the knife, and it grew even brighter. Captain Torrey. He swung his lantern 3 times, and slowly the schooner appeared. Oscar and Alphonse. She knew it was time to send them back. The caterpillars softly wriggled in her hand, spelling out goodbye. The House on Maple Street. It was a perfect liftoff.